Stocks selling off today, sealing the deal for 6 consecutive weeks of losses. Deborah Kostroun has all the details from the New York Stock Exchange. Deborah.
Thanks a lot, Pimm. And yes, the Dow closing below 12,000 as well. And that is our first close below 12,000 since March 18th. And Pimm was talking about it. 6 weeks in a row of losses for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. That is our longest losing streak since 2002. And we saw some pretty significant losses for the week. We're talking about 2% losses for the S&P, 3% on the NASDAQ, and an almost 2% loss for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Year to date now, the NASDAQ is lower, so something we were looking at and a threshold that we did cross today. Of course, the big concern is the global economy slowing down, and we did see selling across the board. Of course, heavy selling in industrial stocks, and of course, those are very closely tied to the economy, like Caterpillar and General Electric. Pimm.
Now, Deborah, it looks as if more oil will be coming from Saudi Arabia. Is that going to cause the price of oil to drop? It was down a little bit more than 2% today.
Yeah, it certainly was, and it looks like traders are saying this could have a major impact because they're going to be adding so much oil to the supply now. And oil today plunging the most in 4 weeks on this news that Saudi Arabia will be raising their oil production next month, and we did see that 2% loss today. Taking a look at other areas of the market, financials also on the losing end as traders say we are going through a period of what they call over-regulation of the large banks, which will hurt their profitability. Part of that, of course, the Federal Reserve saying that they are going to expand that capital planning program to the 35 largest U.S. banks to ensure that they have an adequate buffer in the case of an economic crisis. Banks may have to raise their dividends or repurchase stocks as part of that review, which will begin early next year. And on tap for next week, really quickly, Empire Manufacturing and the Philly Fed, and traders say that we'll be watching those very closely for any more clues of a slowdown. Back to you, Pimm.
Thank you very much. Deborah Kostroun reporting from the New York Stock Exchange.